You know what I noticed?
Second knockout.
Here, let me mute this. It's Tuesday. The fight was 3 days ago. As I said in my previous video, I had an asthma flare up, and I haven't had one of those in some years. So, if you unfortunately are familiar, it kind of messes you up, like when you really can't do nothing. So pretty much I was bedridden, like fucked up. Anyway, we're back now, feeling good. Coughed my brains out, as you can see by looking at my eye. Just PTSD flashback. But nonetheless, I like Jaime Munguia. But one thing we learned is, he can be outboxed. So we know he can lose that way. We do also know that the power is real. The power is fight changing. He does have that one punch power where he can, not necessarily knock you out cold. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who has he knocked out cold? As I'm looking at his resume, very durable fighter, but the problem is, here's the thing. I don't know who would win between him and Charlo. I'm still scarred that Montiel had did so much against Charlo, and then Matvey Korobov. Matvey Korobov was always underrated in my opinion. He was a great boxer, and that was short notice. But I'm gonna rate Munguia and Charlo 50-50, but they already shit the bed with it. This weekend, it's Tuesday right now, the 14th. This weekend, Charlo and Selucki was supposed to fight. And on the week before, what was this, the 11th, you had Munguia take on Jimmy Kelly. Now, Jimmy Kelly is no, slouch. As you can see, he can fight. Now 26-3 with 10 KOs. That big win right there against Kanat Islam. I covered that fight. No, excuse me, I didn't cover it. I did watch it, but I didn't do a video. I don't think I did a video. Lost to Dennis Hogan. He's got some skill with him, but as we saw, the power caught up to him.
Minutes, 57 seconds, round number 5. We have your winner, recording his 40th professional victory tonight. He is still undefeated, your winner by way of knockout. De Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Jaime Munguia!
So, I just don't know, guys. I don't know about Munguia. My bad. I know I was a little I don't really know, a lot about Munguia, I don't really believe that he can really reign in the 160-pound division. But 160 is kind of weak right now, and the fact that even him and Andrade hasn't fought yet, there's so much wrong. Andrade is still looking like he's going to hold on to that WBO title. We don't know. I mean, you have Zanjabek Akhmadaliev, who's supposed to be the WBO mandatory, WBO interim champion now. But we could see Chris Eubank Jr. and Akhmadaliev for the WBO belt. It's just 160 is a mess. The king of right now 160 is Golovkin, and Golovkin is fighting up at 168 against Canelo September the 17th. That was the first knockdown outside of the ring, almost on the apron. He was knocked down He was knocked down 3 times in the fight before the stoppage. He just was broken down in that 5th round. He was dismantled. And this is the stoppage right here. He's going to go down, and then the ref is going to let him get back up. And then, just as the bell was about to ring, the ref, was looking at him and was like, nah, you're unsteady, and he stopped the fight. But yeah, they seem like some fun fights, but I did enjoy taking the weekend off, but I do kind of get that regret, when I miss a weekend of boxing, and I only miss about 3 weekends a year, if that. Let me turn it up.
You're Jimmy Kelly out.
Así es, primeramente doy gracias a mi familia, a toda la gente que vino a apoyarme. Muchas gracias.
Yes, that's true. I want to thank to my family and to all the people who came here to support me.
How difficult was Jimmy Kelly out there?
Yo creo que los primeros rounds fue un poco difícil. Es un peleador pues muy escurridizo, fuerte, aguanta golpes. Entonces estaba tratando de hacer su pelea. Yo la verdad estaba pues tranquilo, esperando el momento, y se llegó en el 4º round.
Yes, it was difficult at the beginning because he's a slippery, tough fighter who can really take some punches. And he was trying to do his plan of attack, but I had to do my thing, slow him down a little bit, work to the body.
It felt like you were down on the scorecards through 4 rounds. What was your mindset coming out for the 5th?
Sí, yo sabía que iba perdiendo, para mí yo iba perdiendo 3 rounds. La mentalidad de la pelea, la verdad yo estaba tranquilo, yo sabía que podía ajustar, sabía que tenía que golpear el cuerpo, soltar más mis manos y creo que en el 4º round así fue.
My mentality was that I knew that I was losing the first 3 rounds, and so what I had to do was to follow my strategy, slow him down by working to the bottom, to the body, and that's what happened in the 4th round.
Walk me through that 5th round. We saw some of the footage that was up there just a minute ago. If we could toss that back up. What was happening in that 5th round? What were you finding open for you?
Pues yo descifré que tenía que tirar golpes con más velocidad, golpes por en medio, los golpes como el upper, que fue uno de los golpes con los que lo tumbé. Entonces, eso era lo único, trabajar velocidad y trabajar golpes por en medio.
What I figured out was that I had to work the punches through the inside, land punches like uppercuts. I think that was the kind of punch that I was able to knock him down with, but punches like that, like the uppercut.
This was your fight. Jaime, you fought this fight at 165. What did that extra 5 pounds mean for you?
Bien, la verdad creo que me ayudaron bastante. Creo que estamos listos para volver a la 160 por un campeonato del mundo o ir a la 168. Creo que estoy listo para cualquier reto.
Good, I think it helped me out a lot, and I'm ready to go back to 160 to fight for a world title or to move up to 168 pounds. I'm ready for any challenge.
This was your 7th fight with Erik Morales as your trainer. What has that partnership meant to you?
Bien, muy bien, la verdad creo que nos hemos acoplado muy bien Erik Morales y yo. Hemos hecho un gran equipo, tanto Erik como todas las personas que forman parte de él. Entonces vamos a seguir trabajando.
Good. I think we really meshed well, Erik Morales and I, and all of the people who make up Team Munguia, and we're going to keep getting better and working together.
We know that you can draw a great crowd. We know that you have power, but a lot of people want to know, when are we going to see Jaime Munguia against some of the best in boxing? What do you want to do next?
Bueno, sí, mucha gente me apoya. La verdad, quiero decirle a Charlo, como dice Oscar, que le salgan los huevitos y que venga a pelear conmigo, que no se esconda atrás de Al Heyman.
There are a lot of people who are supporting me, but I want to say what Oscar said to Jamal Charlo, to come out here, show some balls, and stop hiding behind Al Heyman and fight me.
Creo que sería una gran pelea para nosotros y para todo el público, para todo el boxeo.
I think it would be a great fight for everyone, for all the people, and for all of boxing as well.
Well, Jaime, we hope we see that next, or at least against someone at the top level at middleweight or super middleweight. Congratulations.
Esperamos que sí, para finales de año sea una gran pelea. Y pues muchísimas gracias a todos y que viva México.
We hope for the end of this year to be able to make that fight. Thank you to everyone, and long live Mexico.
Guys, thank you, Chris. And
all right, look, let's talk about it. Listen, Jaime Munguia, I don't believe he's the A side over Jamal Charlo. And especially if Showtime is going to be putting up the money. So therefore, Jaime Munguia should be going to Showtime, right? Jaime Munguia should be going to Showtime, right? You know, I can understand what he's saying, you know, that, you know, like a fight like Charlo versus Munguia is not a joint venture, joint network, joint broadcaster type of fight. It's just not. You know, yeah, we want to see it, but, you know, it's all about who's going to put up the most money for the fight. Because at this point, he's calling them out and, you know, like, just make the fight happen. Now, in my opinion, it was Golden Boy's fault because Showtime was putting up the money. And, you know, the DAZN wants to get their taste. And I can understand, you know, on both sides where the DAZN is coming from, to where it's like, hold up, we done built this guy up and he could possibly go to another network and lose and come back with not the same value. I get all the politics, but at the same time, that don't mean I agree with the politics. And I'm tired of the politics with all this bullshit. So now, look, we pretty much know Charlo Munguia not going to happen unless Showtime and the DAZN can come to a deal. And Steven Espinoza already pretty much said that ain't going to happen. Personally, I think Charlo's fight this weekend wasn't canceled because of a back injury. I just think that the fight wasn't doing well. That's my personal opinion. You know? And we've seen it happen before with fights, you know, don't go through or don't happen, you know, especially over on the Frank Warren side, Queensberry, where fights don't happen because, oh, a fighter comes up with some mysterious injury, but then you also hear that the fight wasn't doing well financially as well. you know, because nobody wanted to see it. And, you know, really only people are only really supporting Jaime Munguia against Jimmy Kelly because, you know, like he has a large, like fan following. But when you look at 160 pounds, you can see this fight was at 165. You know, he can compete at 160 or 168. So as I said, Golovkin, WBA and IBF, he's up at 168. He's going to be fighting Canelo the next fight at 168 for the Undisputed in September. Andre Alim Kanuli, we don't know what they're doing. I mean, Alim Hanallah, we don't know what they're doing. And Jamal Charlo, don't be surprised, you know, if he fights Carlos Adames or if they go revisit the Selucki fight. You know, so when we look, like, who does he fight? Who does Jaime Munguia fight between 160 and 168? That's not a PBC fighter that can be on the zone and exclusively on the zone, because that's what it's going to be. Who is it? You know, can they give us Sergey Derevianchenko? You know, can they give us that? Can they try it? You know, can they try that? And that's at 160. Like, who do you want to see? Like at 160, if it's not Charlo, because even Charlo's having issues finding a good name. Who do you want to see? Munguia versus Murata, but that will only be big if it's in Japan. Eubank Jr., he's over on Boxer. He's got, you know, that's a promotional network situation thing going on right there. At 168, Munguia, Danny Jacobs, maybe they can revisit that again. There was talks of that. I don't want to see Munguia versus a Shane Mosley Jr. because I know they'll try to probably pull that shit out of their hat. You know, not too many names unless they try to pull out their ass a Munguia versus a David Lemieux. But, like, you know, between 160 and 168, these guys got to fight each other, you know? Like, because it's like, you know, like, what is Jamal Charlo getting out of not fighting, you know, Caleb Plant and David Benavidez and vice versa? If Caleb Plant and David Benavidez are not going to fight. I already pretty much knew. I said it before that Caleb Plant, once he lost to Canelo, he was going to go on a layoff. You know, that tends to be, you know, something that a lot of these fighters do. You know, these days they go on a loss, you know, and they go on these extended layoffs. So remember, we're already in, you know, June, halfway through. So Caleb Plant gonna be back no time soon. You know, if he does come back, it's going to be closer to a year since he's been in the ring when he fought Canelo last November. So, you know, like, there's so many different questions right now, but I want to see, like, who's going to be next. Let me go take a look at Twitter, because as I said, I was sick this week, and I did get a chance to watch these fights, but I was in and out of, like, sleep. I was real, like, uncomfortable. Let me go see what Twitter's saying about my man Munguia. You know, by the way, take your time out. Like the video. My podcast is going to be launching on the end of this month. Also on Facebook, we have our Facebook boxing group that is up and running. We're also on Reddit. Let's see. All under FV360 for FightView360 or FightView360. So Munguia made $2 million, you know, and look how much he's getting paid. He made $2 million. Jimmy Kelly, he's a little bit. Jimmy Kelly, 100K. Think about Charlo and the whole PBC stable. They hide behind Al Heyman. Okay, all right, whatever. We already know, all right. Okay, so here is a let me see something. Let's see what this is saying. Let's see what this is really saying. Wait, did I go to the right place? I hit back, didn't I? I want to see what this article's saying with Oscar. Like, what is he actually saying? This is the interview he did with Hawani, right? It's some bullshit. These fighters are hiding behind Al Heyman, De La Toya told Beto Duran. Okay. That's the bottom line. The bottom line. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. I'm asking these fighters, if you really want to stop saying, talk to my promoter, talk to my manager, you have the voice and power to make the fight happen. Ryan Garcia wants to fight Tank Davis. Jaime wants to fight Jamal Charlo. We want to go after the very best. That's the bottom line. I'm never going to exclude my TV partner, DAZN, from any type of negotiations. Meet us halfway. We can walk across the street, meet halfway in the middle of the street, whatever it takes. But, like, what does that mean? Because if Showtime, like, whoever puts up the most money is where the fighters should go, right? But how would they do like some type of joint thing? Like that doesn't make any sense. And you know, Showtime and boxing overall is not doing the best ratings like they used to do, especially in the DVR era. You know, they'd be lucky to get fucking 300,000, 500,000 peak viewers on some of these events. So, you know, and we don't never know who's watching through the zone, you know? It's just that as we can see it right now, it's not going to happen. Obviously, one thing about Charlo and the whole PBC stable is they hide behind Al Heyman claims Oscar De La Hoya. That's the bottom line. We don't want to make ordinary fights. We want to make the best fights. When our fighters are ready, we want them to make the fights with the very best. You know, that's that network broadcaster exclusivity bullshit right there. Well, we'll see what's next. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe. I'm T Street Controversy with 5U360. Thanks for watching.